Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Braver. This is my updated level 60 Braver guide because we did get the Photon region as well as an updated skill tree. So the playstyle of the Braver has changed drastically and we actually deal a lot of damage. We are now in the S tier on the tier list of classes and life is very, very good if you want to play a Braver. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily. So if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about is of course the skill tree. As a Braver, you can literally take 1 point in everything, as well you will have extra points actually if you take a point in everything. So the Resta effect amplifier, this is the least important one. So if you want to max out other skills, for example down here there is the bow alternate arts PP preservation. If you do use a bow, you can max this one instead of putting 5 points into the Resta effect amplifier. However, the choice is up to you whether you want to play a bow Braver, a katana Braver, or maybe you want to play a mix of both as a hybrid Braver. All three playstyles are very, very strong. However, in today's video, we're going to be mainly focusing on the Katana Braver because the Katana Braver is the strongest variant and probably the most popular one as well. So if you are 100% sure that you are going Katana only, then do not take any of the points with the bow symbols. So slow landing photon bow, brave combat arrow mates, as well as just any of the things with the bow picture. Just don't take any of those because you don't need them. And you can put all those extra points into Resta effect amplifier, which simply allows you to heal more whenever you use a potion. Next up, we have to talk about subclasses. I personally use the Force as my subclass because of PP conversion as well as eradication PP gain. These two skills over here are very, very powerful. And don't forget, your PP recovery boost does go up to level 15 now if you don't want to put points into the other skills. So for example, if you don't actually play a Force main class and you only use Force as a PP battery in order to allow your Braver to deal even more damage, then I would max out PP recovery boost and then max out PP conversion as well as PP conversion increase, and of course eradication PP gain. These are essentials. However, after that, the rest is really up to you. If you do play Force and if you do use a rod or a talus, then feel free to take all these other points if you want. Another fine choice is of course the Hunter. If you don't have PP problems and you're more into the tankiness, then you can go as a Hunter subclass because you can pick up Flash Guard. It actually goes up to 15 points now, which will actually give you 15% damage reduction just all the time. So that is actually really, really good as a subclass. You simply just take less damage, so you can be just a little bit tankier and have a little bit more survivability. Now, of course, all the other classes are also good as subclasses, but mainly Force and Hunter are the two most popular ones, so that is why I recommend those. I personally run the Force subclass though. Alright, next up we have to talk about the different Photon Arts that the Braver has. The Braver has 4 different Photon Arts. You have Silverleaf Storm, Iris Gale, Lotus Lightning, and Radiant Lilac. Radiant Lilac is a gap closer. This is basically mobility. If you need to reposition yourself, Radiant Lilac is the skill. It's a forward dash. It goes in a straight line. However, you can dash through enemies, so it's very, very powerful. Lotus Lightning is your single target DPS skill. When a boss is not moving, maybe it's in its broken state or its down state, you use Lotus Lightning. You just spam it 3 times into your empowered normal attack. I'm going to go over the empowered normal attack a little bit later. Next up is Iris Gale. This is your mobbing skill. It is just mass AoE and a ton of damage, but at the cost of a lot of PP. And last but not least is Silverleaf Storm. This is your safest Photon Art as it does not animation lock you, and on top of that, it allows you to do micro adjustments to your positioning between each attack. So now that I've gone over all 4 of the skills, we need to talk about how the Braver works. The Braver works in 3 charges. Every time you cast a Photon Art, it increases in charge level. So for example, if I'm to cast Silverleaf Storm, this is the first charge, that's the second charge, and that's the third charge. So the third charge will always look a little bit purplish or a little bit different and will deal additional damage. So I'll show you again. This is the first charge, this is the second charge, and this is the third charge. So you saw the third charge had that like little purple afterglow and it does more damage. However, the amazing thing about the Braver is you can mix and match different Photon Arts in order to get to the third charge and save a little bit of photon power. Because as we can see here, Silverleaf Storm costs 10 PP but has a potency of 230. However, Lotus Lightning costs 18 PP but has 400% potency. So Lotus Lightning deals a lot more damage, however it does cost more PP. So spamming Lotus Lightning 3 times will deal the most damage, however will cost a significant amount of PP. So what we can do as a Braver is you can actually mix in 2 Silverleaf Storms into a Lotus Lightning to get the level 3 charge of Lotus Lightning immediately, which will deal the most damage. So let me show you that right now. So you can see Silverleaf 1, 2 into Lotus Lightning, the third one. You see? And that consumed very little PP. I still had 124 PP after that. However, let us do Lotus Lightning 3 times and we'll see how much PP that consumes. 1, 2, and 3. You can see that I went down to 107 PP. It consumed a lot more photon power, and thus if you were to play optimally, you will be able to deal more damage simply because you'll be able to cast more Photon Arts, which allow you to deal extra damage. However, that is not all. With the level 60 patch that we just got, we have this new empowered normal attack. So after 3 PAs, you use a normal attack and you actually deal additional damage. You deal this crazy long-ranged attack, which does not cost PP and deals a crap ton of damage. So let me show you what it looks like. 1, 2, 3 into auto attack. You see that slash? That slash over there does not cost photon power, but deals a crap ton of damage and allows you to passively regen photon power while you're in that attack. And on top of that, that attack, the entire duration is an iframe. So let me show you this again. 1, 2, 3. So this entire animation is an iframe. Yes, that entire thing, that was like 2 seconds. You have like a full 2 seconds of invulnerability. You can't get hit, you can't get crowd controlled, you are just God mode. And it is freaking amazing. So you mix that into your combos and thus you deal tons of damage, you regenerate photon power, and you're invincible. So you literally want to do that every single time. So you need to practice a lot until it becomes muscle memory of 1, 2, 3 auto attack. You just need the muscle memory to remember that all the time. But remember, you can mix different Photon Arts. So let's say that I do a dash into a Silverleaf Storm, into a Lotus Lightning, into auto attack. You see, it's 3 different PAs into an auto attack, but it still works because it's any 3 PAs into an auto attack, which will give you that empowered normal attack, okay? So you just need to wrap your head around that logic and just remember it's a rhythm game. It's 1, 2, 3 normal attack, 1, 2, 3 normal attack. Now, after you wrap your head around that, next up we need to talk about counters. So let us head into this cocoon. So as we can see here in front of me is a Zam sword, which is a single target. So I need to adjust to this situation. I want to make sure that I am not casting Iris Gale on a single target because Iris Gale is an AoE attack, which costs a lot of photon power. If I'm targeting a single target, then I do not need to use such an expensive Photon Art. What I can use is I can use Silverleaf Storm, or I can just use counters. As you can see, the moment I counter, I can use a normal attack and I deal additional damage, and throughout this entire animation, I am invincible. So again, here is another boss, so we're just gonna wait for him to hit him, and boom, counter, and you can see none of those attacks hurt me. So what I can do here is I can do a counter into 1, 2, 3, and into another empowered attack. And that actually allows me to extend my iframes even further. So now you can see these are multiple enemies. Let's unleash all of them at the same time. We'll unleash 3 of these guys at the same time. So here we can do a threat assessment. This fatty is probably the most annoying one to kill, but we need to get rid of these multiple targets first because they're constantly going to be attacking us. So we will use our AoE skill, which is our Iris Gale 3 into one of our normal attacks. Look at that, we cleared all of the trash mobs. And then we're going to kill the ranged guy over here so he doesn't shoot us. There we go, we got the counter, we got a counter again, and he should be dead after 3 attacks over there. And we can turn around when we're using the empowered auto attack, by the way. So let's say that we do this and we're doing the empowered auto attack. You can flip around like 180 degrees and your attack will follow you. The hit scan will follow you and hit anything in front of you, even when you turn the camera. Another thing about the counter is 360 degrees. So my back's facing the boss right now, but look at that. I can still counter into the empowered auto attack, which automatically locked onto the weak spot, and those auto attacks will go through the boss's body and hit the weak spot, which is really, really nice. So again, we're gonna unlock these 3 again. I'm gonna show you that one more time. So over here, threat assessment, most annoying one is going to be the laser donkey up there. So we are simply going to jump onto the laser donkey's back. He can't do anything while we're on the back. And then we can switch to Lotus Lightning because we just need to deal damage to a single target. So it's 1, 2, 3 into auto attack. Well, he died, so it's not a big deal. And now we're back into AoE form, so we need to switch back to Iris Scale because there are multiple targets. So 1, 2, 3, and then into auto attack, bam. But now there's just a single target. So what we can do is we can actually lock onto a weak spot, and you can cycle through the weak spots by pressing tab. So you can see I'm cycled onto his head, which is his weak spot, but his butt is also a weak spot. So depending on your positioning and where you are, you can lock onto different weak spots, okay? And since this boss is always moving around and attacking us and focusing on us, I feel like using Silverleaf Storm is the safer bet, because the problem with Lotus Lightning is you're stuck in place. During this animation, you can't move and you can't do anything, and so it's very, very risky. And that's why Silverleaf Storm is better. So for example, Silverleaf Storm, you can do 1, 2, and 3 into an empowered attack. So the nice thing about this is you are constantly moving. You see how I can sidestep while I'm casting these attacks? And something else I want to show you is the empowered auto attack. Look at the range. So I can hit the air 1, 2, 3 into the empowered auto attack, and it hits this far. So 1, 2, 3. And it hits that far. And because I did that, I was actually immune to that laser beam because it was an iframe. 1, 2, 3, and bam. See? So it's really, really powerful to abuse the crap out of this attack because it's an iframe, it's ranged, and it's hit scan as well. So super, super powerful. So now we can see here the roly-poly guys. We're going to unleash the mammoth as well. And I'm going to switch to Iris Scale in order to hit these guys. So we're going to gather them together. And then we're going to use Iris Scale, and then we're going to turn around to use our Empower attack, okay? So here we go. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, turn around, and look at that. Our Empowered attack actually hit these guys all the way back here. So 1, 2, 3, turn around, bang. See, we killed these guys all the way back there. So the Empowered normal attack is extremely powerful because of how you can abuse the range, and it's an iframe, and it's just super crazy strong. So now that I've explained that in slow motion, basically, we're gonna go do this trial again. However, this time we're gonna activate all the portals and fight everything at once. So here we go. We're just gonna activate all of these portals, and we're gonna fight everything in this room all at the same time. And I'm just gonna try to commentate on what I'm doing and why I'm doing these specific things. So first of all, of course, we need to activate everything, and then we probably need to aggro everything and get everything close by. So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do my Radiant Lilac, which is my gap closer, to just gather everything around. 2, 3, into Empowered Auto Attack. 1, 2, 3, Empowered Auto Attack. So the thing about Radiant Lilac is it goes through enemies, so it's very, very powerful at just clearing out mobs, especially if they're very, very weak or as repositioning. Now, it's not going to be faster than Photon dashing or just like running in general, so do keep that in mind. So you don't want to just keep dashing around with your Radiant Lilac because it will eat up your Photon power extremely quickly. All right, so now we've gathered everything close by. So now we're going to go 1, 2, 3 with the Iris Scale into the Empowered Auto Attack. 1, 2, 3 into the Empowered Auto Attack. And we're going to dash out so we can target the back. The back of that enemy over there. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so you can see over here, I did not control my PP very well, so I'm actually out of Photon power. So when you're out of Photon power, the thing that I like about having a 4 subclass is, of course, you have PP conversion. So what you can do is you can give up a little bit of your HP in order to gain a lot of PP regeneration. However, it's passive PP regeneration. But do you remember that I said when you're doing your empowered normal attack, you actually gain a lot of normal PP regeneration. So 1, 2, 3, and watch my PP. Look how fast that went up while I was doing damage. I'm in a normal attack and I'm actually gaining PP while I'm doing my empowered attacks over here, which is freaking insane. I'm not running out of PP and I can just constantly spam 1, 2, 3 into empowered attack, 1, 2, 3 into empowered attack. I can lock onto the weak spot, so all of my ranged attacks actually hit the weak spot. Look at this. I'm not hitting anything, but the empowered attacks, bang, bang, bang. And bang, bang, bang. See? So it's super, super strong. And also it's an iframe, so you can take advantage of that as well. And here is the last guy, and empowered auto attack cleared. So in conclusion, the Braver is not a difficult class to play. It just takes a little bit of muscle memory, a little bit of practice in order to get into the rhythm of 1, 2, 3 normal attack, counter, normal attack, 1, 2, 3, normal attack, so forth and so on. Now you can always weave in multiple counters into your empowered normal attack whenever you want. For example, if you're fighting a boss such as AMS, which is constantly moving around and punching you and doing AoE, you can get multiple counters off and just keep spamming your empowered normal attack in order to extend that iframe so that you just stay invincible for much longer. It's very, very nice and very good. However, the main strength of the Braver is its flexibility to weave in different Photon Arts into the empowered normal attack, as well as all the different repositioning skills that they have. So that is what you want to abuse, that is what you want to take advantage of for the Braver. Now if you want to take your Braver gameplay to the next level, it's simply countering and knowing the boss rotations in order to min-max your DPS, knowing how many Photon Arts or what Photon Arts you can deal within your DPS phase before you need to do a weapon action to do a counter into an empower auto attack. Understanding your positioning so you can maximize weak point damage is also another thing that you need to do or you need to learn if you want to level up your Braver gameplay. However, if you're just the average player, you're just here to have fun, you don't really care about min-maxing, then it's not a big deal. Braver is still a fantastic class, and in my personal opinion, the most fun class in the game right now. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!
What can I say except